Have you ever stopped to think about words? Really think about them? We use them all the time. We use them to ask for the toast at breakfast. We use them to tell our friends about the amazing goal we scored in football. We use them to answer questions in class, sometimes when we know the answer, and sometimes when we're just having a good guess. Words are like little building blocks. We learn the rules for how to stack them up, how to put them in the right order, so that people understand what we mean. It's all very sensible, isn't it? A bit like following a recipe to bake a cake, or instructions to build a Lego model. But what if words could do more? What if they could be like paint, or music, or even a bit of magic? Right then, let's get down to it. What is this figurative language stuff? Put simply, it's when you use words in a way that is different from their usual, everyday dictionary meaning. If you say, "My school bag weighs a ton," you don't literally mean it weighs as much as a small car. You're using figurative language to make a point. Figurative language is like adding salt, pepper, and all your favorite spices to your food. It adds flavor, color, and emotion. When you say your homework was a monster, your reader knows you don't mean it had green skin and 3 eyes. They understand the code. How do you describe the feeling of being really, really happy? You could say, "I felt very happy." Or you could say, "I was on top of the world." See the difference? Our first stop is a friendly tool called the simile. A simile is a comparison between two different things using the words like or as. That's the big clue. Instead of saying "my friend ran very fast," you could say "my friend ran like the wind." Now we have a picture. Your teacher might say, "That sun is as bright as a gold coin." It makes the compliment feel more special and descriptive. After a long, hot sports day, you finally get a drink of cold water. You might say, "That water tasted like heaven." Keep an eye out for like and as. They are your signposts to a simile. Someone could be brave as a lion, quiet as a mouse, or have a smile like sunshine. Now, let's meet the simile's bolder cousin, the metaphor. A metaphor doesn't say something is like something else. It says it is something else. It's much stronger. Instead of saying, "He is as brave as a lion," a metaphor would say, "He is a lion in battle." You're saying he has all the qualities of a lion. When your maths feels impossible, you might say, "This algebra is a foreign language." This perfectly captures that feeling of complete confusion. When a singer belts out, "You are my sunshine," they mean that person is the source of all their happiness, warmth, and light. When Shakespeare wrote, "All the world's a stage," he meant life is like a play. Try being bold in your writing. Instead of saying your bedroom is messy, say, "My bedroom is a disaster zone." Instead of lots of homework, say, "I have a mountain of homework." Personification gives human qualities to objects or animals. When you write, "The wind whispered through the trees," you're giving it a human action. Whispering. "The sun smiled down on us," gives the sun a friendly feeling. "The old house groaned in the storm," makes it seem alive and in pain. "My stomach was screaming for food," explains that urgent feeling of hunger. Hyperbole is huge exaggeration. When you say, "I'm so hungry I could eat a horse," that's hyperbole. You couldn't actually eat a whole horse, but it shows how starving you were. "I've been waiting here for an eternity, for 5 minutes. I'm dying," from a paper cut. This is the worst day in the history of the entire universe. These massive exaggerations get the message across loud and clear. An idiom is a phrase that has a meaning you can't figure out from the individual words. If someone tells you to break a leg before you perform, they don't want you to get hurt. It means good luck. A piece of cake means very easy, but there's no cake involved. Don't spill the beans means don't tell a secret. Kick the bucket means someone died, very different from literally kicking a pail. Using idioms in your writing makes characters sound natural. A character feeling unwell could be under the weather. Someone very happy might be on cloud 9. But be careful, too many idioms can confuse readers who don't know them. We've met the simile comparing with like or as, the bolder metaphor stating one thing is another, personification bringing things to life, hyperbole's huge exaggerations, and puzzling idioms. These tools are for you. Try slipping one into your next story or poem. Instead of "the sky was grey," maybe "the sky was like a sad old blanket." Instead of "I was nervous," maybe "my heart was a drum, beating a frantic rhythm." Become a detective. Look for figurative language everywhere. In your favorite songs, in books you read. Notice how these special descriptions make stories more exciting, emotional, and memorable. Remember, language is your playground. The real magic happens when you learn to bend the rules. Figurative language turns simple descriptions into works of art, making your reader's imagination wake up and start painting pictures. So go on, give it a try. Pick up your pen or put your fingers on the keyboard and start painting with words. You might just be surprised by the incredible worlds you can create.